It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Pop, it's showtime. What's happening, everybody? The Geno Jones Show. I come to you live, yes, live and in living color, Monday through Friday. 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles or up in Portland, Oregon. Shout out to my firstborn daughter, Lauren Shiana Hill Vaughn. She saw her dad. She saw the world premiere. She saw her dad in the video. She said, "Tell Marcus, my dad got moves, so I was waiting to see him slide. So you got to do an extended version to get your to get her daddy's dance moves in the extended version of the video slide." Shout out to my man Marcus Allen. We had a great time. Man, if you missed yesterday's show, shame on you. Oh my God. The world premiere of the video to his brand new single, top 20 all over the world. It's like top 5 in America on the R&B charts, top 20 over in the UK. It's just burning up. Slide. Shout out to Sean Dolby. Beats by Sean Dolby and Chameleon's music. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. Subscribe to the Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones channel. You and everybody, or as my man Nelly would say, everybody you know. Subscribe, share, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. And you can start after this show. You can start with yesterday's show, which we got over. Man, we got nearly, last count, I think I was at over 2.4K. So that's like over 24,000 views right here on my YouTube channel. So I'm probably up to like 2,500 views right here on my YouTube channel, not to mention I tag it, I send copies and tag copies to Facebook, Instagram, a link on TikTok, the whole 9 yards. So coming up in a moment, my political contributor, AJ, the man himself, is going to light that ass up, AJ Davis. Today, by the way, I'll tell you exactly how many weeks and how many days until Election Day. But first, I want to congratulate the legendary Sheryl Lee Ralph. She won her first Emmy for her role on the TV show, the hit TV show, Abbott Elementary. She plays Barbara Howard, a veteran teacher that keeps everybody in check. She's really like the principal. You know, they got a principal, a sister that plays that role, but Sheryl Lee Ralph's character, Miss Barbara Howard, she's running the joint. Everybody coming to her to put out the fires. So congratulations. It's a long time overdue. So she won the Emmy for Best Supporting Actress. The last time we had a black woman that won Best Supporting Actress, won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actress on like a TV comedy, it was Jackée Harry, way back in 1987. Remember the show 227? One of my favorite shows. Regina King was in that show. Marla Gibbs. It was definitely, absolutely one of my favorite TV sitcoms of all time. I'm pretty sure you can catch them in reruns. So congratulations. Man, it was Black Women Magic on the Emmys last night, the same show, Abbott Elementary. So the writer and showrunner for that show, I believe she's the showrunner because it's her show. She's definitely the main and head writer, Quinta Brunson. She won the writing Emmy for Abbott Elementary Schools. Congratulations. Shout out to Lizzo. She got an Emmy for Best Competitive Series. So, like RuPaul's show had been, RuPaul's Drag Race had won that show like 4 years straight. So Lizzo just came in there, bam, she's like, I'll take my Emmy. Ain't mad at you, RuPaul. I appreciate you. Congratulations on the mother 3. But I'm starting a new trend here. So congratulations to Lizzo and congratulations for Zendaya. So Zendaya, she got the Best Lead Actress in, I believe, in a drama. And I can't think of the show, but she got an Emmy for that. So congratulations, as always, black women putting in that work and working that magic. nothing like a black woman. I've been telling you all that for nearly 2 years. Speaking of 2 years, in about 3 weeks, the week of October 3rd, a special week-long celebration that will be the official 2-year anniversary of the Geno Jones variety show right here on YouTube, and it has grown dramatically. Viewership, like I said, had over 2,500 or 2,500 views right here on YouTube. My conversation and the world premiere with Marcus Allen and his world premiere of his video Slide. So shout out to Marcus again too. So all right, before I bring on my guest, happy birthday today, Iyanla Van Zant, 69 today. Producer extraordinaire and Alicia Keys' husband, Swiss Beats, 44 today. Michael Johnson, 2-time gold medal winner, the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, the ATL, in the 200 and 400 meter. That race, he had the gold spikes on. He was killing the game. Michael Johnson today. Double nickel, 55 today. And Tyler Perry, speaking of Atlanta, the ATL. You can't talk about the ATL and not talk about Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios. Madea is 53 today. So y'all send a shout out. Send Madea some flowers or birthday card. Happy birthday, Madea. Happy birthday, Tyler. Brother doing some great work. So he is 53 today. So let's switch gears. The midterm elections. Now listen to me. The midterm elections are exactly 8 weeks. Count them. 8 weeks. 8 weeks from today. 55 days away. And yes, your favorite senator, Mr. Lindsey Graham, that the rolling ball of hypocrisy, along with a few other things, but I ain't gonna be the one to tell a man's secrets. I'll let him tell you himself. Anyway, Senator Lindsey Graham of the state of South Carolina. Now remember, Tim Scott, we got to get his ass out of office. Don't forget, South Carolina State Representative Crystal Matthews. Make sure you get out and vote. Make sure you register to vote. Make sure that everybody you know register to vote. Everybody in your phone contacts that you see at church, when you are, if you're playing basketball, playing cards, when you and your girls are having drinks, and y'all take your girl trips, that you don't tell your man when you take your girl trips, and y'all go ahead and do what you do. Say, girl, what we do here, stay here now. I ain't gonna tell you, man, and you don't tell mine. We about to have a good time. We looking for Dexter St. Jock. Anyway, I digress. So 55 days away, exactly 8 weeks from today, Senator Lindsey Graham introduced a bill that he wants to become law that will ban abortions nationwide. Once again, here we go. We got a man. What is it with men? And it's not just old white men, but primarily because, let's be honest, the majority of men in power and the majority of people in power are men, old white men. Why are they so infatuated with women's bodies? Why are you determined to pass another law to tell a woman what she can and can't do with her body? Men would not tolerate women passing laws saying that, hey, if you're having some erectile dysfunction and you just can't come to attention and you're getting the F in the bedroom with your wife or spouse or significant other, and you need one of them pills, one of them red or blue pills or whatever color it is, you got to get permission from your wife, your spouse, or whoever your intimate partner is. Before you can get any kind of pill, you got to get permission from the women. Since we controlling people's bodies, let's reverse that. How about that? Yeah. Actually, South Carolina's state senator, Mia McLeod, she introduced the bill like that. No, it didn't go anywhere because, the majority of the South Carolina State House and Senate, old white men was like, hey, wait a minute. I got to ask permission. Yeah, since you telling women what to do with their body. So let's flip this. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. No, I ain't want that. I told you, if men got pregnant, you could go to any barbershop, you could go to Walmart, hell, you could go to a tailgate park, you could go to name your team, the Cowboys, name your college team, University of Alabama, Clemson here in South Carolina, the Gamecocks. You could go tailgate and terminate a pregnancy all at once. You could go to the strip club and get some lemon pepper wings, a lap dance, terminate a pregnancy, all in the champagne room, all in the VIP room. They got you. We got your lemon pepper wings. We have your entertainer. We got your champagne. We got your lap dance until you can't go no more. And by the way, you can terminate that pregnancy all right here. Right here, man. Magic City, they'd have to come up with a new name. All right, let me bring on my guest. My guest, he is, as a matter of fact, let me just say this. All jokes aside, American apartheid, because what you are witnessing is the systematic taking away, the systematic dismantling of everybody's civil rights, voting rights, reproductive rights. Oh yeah, they're gonna come for who can get married. They've already come for the gay, lesbian, and trans community. Yes, this is American apartheid 2020. It is on the march, but you can do something about it in exactly 8 weeks from today. 55 days away. My guest, just bring him on camera, community advocate. He's an activist. He's a brilliant brother. He's a political contributor, one of my main political contributors to the Geno Jones Show. He's coming with both blow torches. He's about to heat up that ass. Look out. I just pass the mic and fall back, shut up, and because the brother's full of knowledge. Welcome back to the show, my brother A.J. Davis. Good afternoon, good evening, Brother Davis.
Hey, good evening, Geno. Love your commentary. I appreciate that. You definitely make it hard to come behind you because you already got the crowd hyped. So I appreciate that.
No, listen, I appreciate you, brother. But see, you're the great like yin to my yang, because I'm like, see, because you're calm. You always I like the under control, calm, and we need that. You need the hype. You need the hype, man. You need the king of MC. Yeah. But then we need somebody to calm the king down. Say, calm down. I got this. Let me just hit you. Let me hit you with this knowledge. So hit us with this knowledge. I just talked about midterms exactly 8 weeks away from today, 55 days, and I'll let you take it away from there.
Yeah, you mentioned about Lindsey Graham and the whole commentary on now we're going to get a federal ban, or at least he's trying to propose a federal ban on abortion. And for those of us who've been paying attention, we should not be surprised. The game plan, for those who may not understand, is states' rights is the Trojan horse or the get out of jail free card for conservative Republicans when they want to uh, come from under something that is a federal mandate. And so they cry that, oh, well, the federal government shouldn't be in the affairs of the state.
Yeah.
So then they say, let's throw it back to the state. It should be a state level decision. But if you notice, they only talk about that in certain instances. Usually those incidences are when it's a personal rights situation, right? So in the case of abortion, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this here. I'm gonna dispel any mythology or misunderstanding. This isn't about white men being infatuated with a woman's body. This is about white men ensuring that they have control of a woman's body for procreation. Basically, they're treating women like cattle. That's it. Because on every other indicator, they could care less how women are doing, except for their ability to bear children. They want to make sure that women, in particular white women, do not have the means to terminate a pregnancy. And if that means that they step on and trample on a woman's reproductive health and a woman's health in general, it does not matter. That's why you see so many states saying we're not going to have any exemptions because what they want to do is close every available loophole that could potentially be exploited by women who want to engage in what should be a personal decision. So I want people to understand abortion bans aren't just abortion bans, they are restrictive measures for women's reproductive health, women's health in general, if we're honest. And the number of situations where the impact of many of these bans have been felt where you have women who have prescriptions for a certain type of medication that is associated with abortion induction have now found themselves going to pharmacies where the pharmacists, using very obscure loopholes in the law, I think the most recent one is the religious objection,
Yeah.
are now refusing to fulfill or fill prescriptions
Yes.
for these women that come from their doctors. So, and these are women that are not attempting to have an abortion, they're not even pregnant. These are women trying to take care of their own health needs. And so, when you look at what Lindsey Graham is doing, basically, he's giving away the game. The game has always been to attack Roe v. Wade at the federal level, to weaken it, to say that, hey, this isn't something that the federal government needs to be involved in. That's why it was kicked to the states. You kick it to the states, and while the states who already had trigger laws in place to go ahead and say, yeah, we are going to ban abortion, you then close the loophole by saying, and the federal government is now going to make a ban nationwide. So it wasn't that they don't believe in states' rights, it's they use states' rights to get what they want on the national level as well. The next thing that they're going to do, or the next group of things that they're going to do, is going to be, as you stated, attacking gay marriage. They're going to attack voting rights and civil rights. One thing that, another case that folks need to pay attention to is Moore v. Harper, which is this piece of legislation where they're trying to make it that state legislatures are going to be able to determine the outcome of federal elections for president and all federal level elections in a way that can't be superseded by the courts. So Moore v. Harper is another major case coming down, and it goes into this whole very obscure idea that the Constitution of the United States gives these rights to states. Now, all of this, for folks who may be watching, they're like, well, where's this coming from? The Federalist Society, the Heritage Foundation, all of these powerful conservative think tanks and conservative groups have been pushing for this. That's why it was so important. If you remember, Donald Trump, as a one term president, seated three Supreme Court justices.
Yes.
Three. And on a 9-person court, that's a third of the court. You already had a conservative dominated court, but to seat three as a one-term president
Yes.
is extremely
And
dangerous.
not to mention all the other judges in the lower courts.
Right. And what we have to understand is that it's not just about voting. And I know that we're talking about that. We're definitely going to have to use voting as long as we can. But it's about what the people we elect are able to do. The clearest example is what we're seeing right now. We had those three Supreme Court nominees sat in front of the confirmation hearings and said that they would not touch Roe v. Wade, that they believed that Roe v. Wade was the law of the land. And as soon as they got in, they went after Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
And it should have been evident to anybody to look at the numbers. It's a numbers game. And that's why it's so important now for voting populations to understand you have to start dismantling these state legislatures that are Republican conservative supermajorities. In South Carolina, for your South Carolina listeners, you've got this new Freedom Caucus that is coupled with the ultra MAGA folks. So you've got two factions that you would think would be the same, but they're trying to out extreme one another, right? And so what that means is it's not just going to be abortion bans. We're going to have bans on voting rights. We're going to have bans on civil rights. And as long as we don't turn out in these off year elections, it is only going to get worse. And I'm not trying to be one of these people that sounds like a political pundit. That's the reality. Look at Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson,
Yes.
Mississippi is a state capital. And I want people to pay attention to this. It is a state capital. That's the capital of Mississippi. The mayor of that city is the son of a well known civil rights activist, right? He took up his father's mantle. He and several other people in that city have been screaming for decades, for years, that the state has ignored their pleas. And that's the state legislature and the state government.
Yes.
Remember, Mississippi did not outlaw basically did not make slavery illegal until the new millennium. Understand that. So when you're looking at what's happening right there, that's what happens when we don't exercise and you have a gerrymandered state legislature that makes it difficult for black people and non-Republicans to really get in and vote people out. South Carolina is there. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, we are there. Lindsey Graham, remember, he just got reelected in 2020.
Hmm.
No sooner than he got reelected, he was on the phone meddling in Georgia's recount next door. All right. So think about it. Lindsey Graham went from screaming on Facebook that he wasn't raising as much money as Jamie Harrison and being primary. Remember, Lindsey Graham got primary. He got primary, and he went from that to being full on MAGA, even though he stood up there and said, "Oh no, that was wrong." Lindsey Graham is a chameleon. All right, he is going to do what he feels like is most politically expedient for him, and his comments should be very much so the sign that folks need to get out this November and make sure we get his counterpart, Tim Scott, out of office. Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham are two sides of the same coin. And South Carolina is never going to get what it needs to get unless you get one of them out. We have a chance to get Tim Scott out right now. And I want to say this too before I forget to show you what's at stake right now. Project Veritas, the covert extreme right wing propaganda media outlet, has descended on South Carolina once again and attacked Representative Crystal Matthews with another doctored video to put out there to stir up feelings of dissension between
Hmm.
white voters and herself. And for those who don't know who Project Veritas is, go look up the Acorn situation on Google or just look them up.
Yeah.
You've got a group, an organization that has a known track record of being infiltrators and individuals that use very sneaky tactics to try to entrap people into saying things that they will use against them by doctoring audio and video. It is known. There's countless lawsuits. Well, those individuals have descended upon South Carolina and for the second time in less than 6 months have done the same thing to Representative Crystal Matthews. That means we need to get out here in November and turn out in record numbers for her. Don't go this week to watch the Woman King and rile up yourself talking about black woman power. We got all these great things that just happened this week, and then don't show up in November when you've got a black woman that is in real life trying to take on a giant, trying to take on a machine, and we don't do our part to make sure she can get there. It's a good thing. Go to the movie, see Viola Davis, see all the great sisters in that movie, but then carry your behind to the polls in November. Take that same warrior spirit in November where we have a tangible opportunity to really show what black power can be in this state.
And AJ, let me just jump in and say this, and I'm just gonna put it as my grandfather and Joe Madison would say. I'm gonna put it where the ghosts can get it. That means I'm gonna put it where it's easy to understand. What you are witnessing with this Project Veritas and Lindsey Graham calling for introducing a bill for a national abortion ban to ban abortions nationally. What you are witnessing is, and I said it earlier in my monologue, this is American apartheid. Now, what is apartheid? For my viewers who may be like under 35 or 30, just Google apartheid. It was a form, it was an institution, it was systems in place and a government and institutions at every level that was set up to have the minority population in South Africa, like 8 million Afrikaners who were really not from Africa, who came, the Dutch that came from way up north around Sweden and Finland, all up that way, and immigrated to South Africa. And there was a brutal regime. It was like the Jim Crow laws. They called it America. It might as well have been just Jim Crow, because keep in mind, I'm gonna say this once again, let me just get this off the screen here. All you have to do is look at all the Nazi laws around Hitler over there in Germany in the 30s, late 20s and early mid 30s. So they had a system where in South Africa you had you had apartheid. In Germany you had the Nuremberg laws. So what did Germany and South Africa use as a template, as a model to come up with the Nuremberg laws and the system of apartheid? American Jim Crow. The Jim Crow
And
laws.
let me say this, Gino. Basically, what we're watching is Jim Crow 2.0 or 3.0, according to how you look at it.
Yeah.
We are watching conservative Republicans, white conservative Republicans, going back and fixing the flaws in the system they created that we fought back against in the civil rights era. Everything that we did, everything that our ancestors did to get this civil rights legislation, now white conservatives have learned from that mistake. And so what they're doing is not so much apartheid, they are going back and fixing the flaws in the system that allowed us to get some leeway. Remember, after Reconstruction and the Jim Crow laws, we fought back. The civil rights is the modern day watershed moment where we fought, again, black people primarily fought for the rights that so many enjoy today. So now what we're seeing around the country is conservatives going back and trying to once again not only strip those white rights, but making sure that there's no way to get them back. That's the danger. That's that's why the states' rights cry is one of the most dangerous things to black people, more dangerous than Jim Crow laws, because states' rights is so innocuous, people don't think anything of it. They're like, oh, well, it'll be at state. If your state is Republican dominated, if your state is gerrymandered to hell, then that means that no matter what you do, if you try to go to the Supreme Court, you won't be able to.
And,
And
and, and,
we
and if
must
they
start.
do, let me just jump in real quick, and then I want you to. We always talk about the solutions. Check your voter registration. Make sure you and everybody you know and don't know register to vote, and make sure that you sign up to be poll watchers and poll workers. But this is what I see, AJ. Listen, remember the Dred Scott decision in the Supreme
Mhm.
Court. Basically, that no white person, no white man, no black person had any rights that a white man
Right.
had to observe or respect.
Yeah, and that's where we are. And I'm glad you brought that up. The Queen of England just died, and you've got a bunch of white right wing podcasters and pundits who are talking about the monarchical rule, and they want that in America. They don't believe in democracy. These people are saying it out loud. That's why it's so important not only to show up to vote, but become aware of how the process works in your area. There's levels to this, as we hear in hip hop. There's levels to this.
Yes.
It's not just, oh, I'm gonna go out here and vote. No, it's understanding what each level does and why it's important to be active at all levels. And I'll stop there.
So no, continue. I want you to wrap it up. We got about 2.5, 3 minutes. In terms of
Okay.
action, there's a line, one of my favorite movies, The Untouchables, Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, one of my favorite actors. He was a Chicago cop, and Elliot Ness, Kevin Costner's character, he played Elliot Ness, this federal agent, was trying to arrest Al Capone, the legendary Al Capone, Chicago gangster, mobster, killed a bunch of folks, ran everything. There was a scene to where Kevin Costner was frustrated, and Sean Connery looked him in his eye and said, "What are you prepared to do about it?" So, what are we prepared to do about it? What can we do, and how do we prepare? AJ, you're gonna tell him.
Well, voting, number one, all the things that you said at the top, but realize we've got 2 years, well, three technically with this one, but 2 years where we have to be vigilant. Next year, locally here in South Carolina, we've got city council and mayoral races that are coming up in a lot of jurisdictions. And then in 2024, we keep hearing that. 2024 is a presidential election. And please understand, you literally had folks who were signing false affidavits saying that Donald Trump won in 2020. Those people are still around. So we have to not only become engaged in the election process, but we need people to run. We need people to run for office.
And let me jump in here, because before we get to even 2024, let's talk about 2022 and talking about an election denier who will continue to run this state, Henry McMaster.
Yeah, an election denier and Trump supporter, as is Tim Scott, as is Lindsey Graham.
So he's on the ballot November 8th. So we got a chance to get him out.
Yes. And make sure, understand that all politics is local, folks. No matter what, all politics is local. That means that even if you may not see it, it impacts your life. And so, again, find out what's going on. Go to the party websites. Look at what their platforms are. See what they stand for. Then go to your local municipality's website. Start looking at what these people do that are in office. And if you see them, the best way to find out what's going on is to have conversations with the people you give your vote to. If you can't have a conversation with them, then you need to think about giving your vote to them.
And we can't stress enough in closing, make sure, check your voter registration status. I got to say this a billion times. Make sure you register to vote. But if you are registered, make sure they haven't kicked you off the voting rolls. And AJ, he will co-sign on this. We need as many people as possible who believe in democracy and don't want a dictatorship, American apartheid, Jim Crow 3.0. If you don't want to lose all of your rights, then you need to make sure that you are poll watchers, poll workers. Contact the Board of Elections in the county you live in. Sign up. We need a bunch of y'all to be poll watchers and poll workers.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because the only way that we can protect fair and safe elections is by being on the front line. We saw what happened in 2020. We can't let that happen again, folks. It was too close for comfort. We saw a wholesale insurrection. We have an opportunity now to start making sure that not only are we protecting the democracy, we're protecting our future.
All right. So listen, if you want to follow AJ and get some more information, AJ, give them your social media handles and where they need to contact you. Once again, like I said, he's a community advocate, always been doing great work in the community. You see, he's like a walking Google. He's just a wealth of knowledge. He got it, brother got it right there in that dome. So give everybody your social media contact information, website, anything.
I'm on Facebook, Anjane Davis, Anjene, last name Davis. Same thing for my TikTok account is Anjane Davis. And on Twitter, Anjane 1976. Follow me on all three. I'm usually on all three on a regular basis. And again, I will be updating folks. There will be some here in the Charleston area, the Tri County area. There's going to be some forms for candidates for a school board. We're going to
Yes.
see if we can get Representative Matthews. I am hearing there's going to be a debate. It's going to be closed to the public, but I'll find out there's going to be a debate between her and Senator Tim Scott. So as soon as I get those details, I'll forward them to you. But yeah, just follow me if you want to get updates and information about what's going on politically.
I love it. All right, I love it. And we on this watch every week until election day, and then beyond election day, because it doesn't end on election day. It just begins anew, all over, like a relay race.
Yes.
We got to keep passing that baton. AJ Davis, thank you, my brother. We'll see you next week.
All right, all right. Have a good one, man.
All right, you too. Thanks. It's my buddy, brilliant brother, isn't he? AJ Davis, thank you. We'll see him every week here, giving you the latest information update. New information you need to protect your freedoms, because folks are coming for them. They're coming for you and coming for them. Hey, listen, thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. You, and God, most of all, thank you for letting me, or I should say thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show, CEO of Designer Cuts. You can check him out on Instagram. Kel be cutting up. KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones, the drip director, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her out on Instagram. It's L like Lexi, X like extra, dot, N like Nancy, C like Charlie, L like Larry, underscore. And shout out to Bruce Gage. He's also wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is on Instagram, Miglio, D Mario Uomo, but the D is D-I. MIGILIODI, MARIOUOMO. Tomorrow, my guest will be Dr. Ethel Jefferson. She is the president of the Moncks Corner I got radio, NAACP. She's the president. Dr. Ethel Jenkins. There's a huge get out the vote event. Meet the candidates. You could come out and register to vote this Saturday in Moncks Corner, the Hayes office building, 255 Highway 52 in Moncks Corner. So Dr. Jefferson is going to come on to talk about that, everything that's going to be going on, and what you can do to fight to protect all of your rights, the rights of your family, your friends, your daughters, your sons, the people that you love, all of us. So looking forward to that conversation. My special guest, Dr. Ethel Jefferson, and we'll talk about the big event, Get Out the Vote, voter registration event this Saturday here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. God most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central. Once again, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. So tomorrow, 6:30 live. But I'm going to leave you in case you missed it. If you missed it last night, the world premiere, the brand new video from Marcus Allen, Slide, top 5 R&B song in America. Here is the video. We did the world premiere. So you missed it. I got good news for you. Guess what? I got it right here. And I'll see you live Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Thanks for watching.
The directors. Chameleons.
give you all my attention. Every minute, every hour, girl, you can have it, girl, it's ours, yes. So relax and take our time, enjoy ourselves some wine, cause you're here with me tonight. Promise to treat you. Let's slide to the dance floor so we can get loose. Ain't nobody in this club finer than you. I'ma make you mine, girl, that's what I came to do. I'ma treat you right and make your dreams come true. DJ, play the records, cause we wanna dance all night. Keep the party jumping, we just wanna have a good time. Here's me and my baby, wanna make her my lady. Girl, I hope you feel the same. I wanna make you my babe, wanna make you fall in love, give you my last name. You and me, we can take over the world, just give me a chance. Cause it's me, baby, that you're missing. Every morning, every evening, in the late night, please believe me. Yeah, yeah. So relax and take our time, enjoy ourselves some wine, cause you're here with me tonight. Promise to get you. Let's slide to the dance floor so we can get loose. Ain't nobody in this club finer than you. I'ma make you mine, girl, that's what I came to do. I'ma treat you right and make your dreams come true. DJ, play the records, cause we wanna dance all night. Keep the party jumping, we just wanna have a good time. Here's me and my baby, wanna make her my lady. Girl, I hope you feel the same way. Girl, let's go, dance some more. Don't stop, cause we're gonna do it all night, keep it going, baby. Girl, let's go, hit the floor. Don't stop, girl, I'm with it. Do it all night, keep it going, baby. DJ, play the records, cause we wanna dance all night. Keep the party jumping, we just wanna have a good time. Here's me and my baby, wanna make her my lady. Girl, I hope you feel the same way, babe.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.